So welcome back to my podcast. The new one, I've named it All About Football now. And basically, since the last time I spoke, it was a bit of an upturn with West Ham. At the moment, it's all about Lopetegui going. Is he going? Is he not going? Are we getting in Graham Potter? Are we getting in Mike Carrick? Are we getting Fonseca? Are we getting? Are we going to get Allegri or another different manager coming in? Nobody knows at the moment. It's all up in the air. And today, Sky Sports actually cancelled the press conference with Lopetegui. It's supposed to be at 1:30, and that was cancelled. So it looked like that they were going to announce Potter, but the West Ham board looked like they're dragging their heels again, they've made a big dog's dinner out of it. They've said that they were there was a leak that went to TalkSport the other day, and they said that we're definitely getting rid of Lopetegui, but now nobody really knows what's happening, because Lopetegui took training today for the game that's on Friday, the FA Cup game, away to Aston Villa. So nobody knows. And they've done a great job, it looks like, really kind of messing up their profile, not letting anyone know. Doesn't look good. But I would prefer Graham Potter to come in. He would know. He's got the know-how. He's been a manager at Brighton and Chelsea before that. He's looked at a lot of games. He's been to a lot of games. There's even been an interview that he's had with Stepton, the scouting manager at West Ham. Since the last time I spoke, Leicester had beaten us 3-1. That was on 3rd December. That was terrible. The defence was terrible as well. We just basically had just defence and attack and no midfield. But after that we beat. It was all kind of edging on the game that was everyone was waiting for Lopetegui to get sacked, was the West Ham Wolves game. But we beat Wolves, and then we drew against Bournemouth. It was a great goal by Unal, who came on. Surprise, surprise. All of the subs have scored when they've come on. So Bournemouth versus West Ham, that was 1-1. Then we played Brighton, and we drew against them. And then we beat West Ham. We beat Southampton on Boxing Day. But after that, it looks like we had West Ham. We had Liverpool on the 29th of December, and we lost 5-0. That game was terrible. It was a goal every 5 minutes or so. Our defence was nowhere to be seen, as usual. Not sure what Lopetegui was doing. The players were all over the place. Although we had 3 shots that hit the post, 2 from Kudus and 1 from Gulhermi, who's I think is a brilliant player, and he should be starting. He's played really well when he's come on. Kudus especially has played really well, and unfortunately Bowen was injured, so we didn't have Bowen for the game after that. But I'll come to that in a minute. But the Liverpool game, we were thrashed, but we should have had a few goals in the first half. In the second half, let's say, as well. And he takes. It looks like. I mean, he took Kudus off in that game. Then came along just last week, Saturday. Man City versus West Ham. We lost against them 4-1. Fulcrum got a goal. Consolation really, but in the first half we had a lot of chances. We had Man City. We actually had them. I think we could have, at 1-0 we were doing so well. We had loads of chances. We just didn't capitalise on them. We were doing so well against Man City, I thought, but they just overrun us again. And again, it was not a brilliant match, and it was we were Kudus was taken off in that match as well. Taking off your best player, I'm not sure why. He's chopping and changing players. Okay, Todibo had got injured. He came off. Soufal was overrun by Savinio on that right flank. He couldn't handle him. Haaland scored 2. Savinio got a few assists, and Foden got 1. And it looked like Man City were back to their normal selves again after they had beaten Leicester. I think it's time for a change. They should have changed. I think they should have changed managers after the Leicester match. Really, I mean, they should have really had changed it at that point. But I mean, they gave him a bit of a chance when we won against West Ham, when we won against Wolves. I'll be happy with Graham Potter coming in. With the other, let's have a look at some of the other teams that are doing quite well at the moment. Just breaking news, actually. West Ham have sacked Lopetegui now, and it looks like we're going to be getting somebody else in. I'm just looking at the news now, and they still say they've held talks with Chelsea and Brighton boss Graham Potter about succeeding Lopetegui. So that's brilliant news. So that's good news. But I'm just going to go over some of the other teams. My favourite team at the moment is Nottingham Forest. They're doing so well. They beat they beat Wolves the other day. Wolves actually had lots of chances in the first half. Their goalkeeper Sells, Nottingham Forest, their goalkeeper saved them, and there was one cleared off the line as well by Forest. But Forest went forward and attacked, and they didn't have that much possession, but they still won 3-0, and that was all down to their players. Chris Wood, you've got Gibbs, you've got Elanga, you've got some great players going forward. Every shot they only had 3 shots on target. They scored 3 goals. They're clinical. It was bad luck to Wolves, really, seeing that they had won a couple of games before that. But Nottingham Forest are on a winning streak at the moment, and they have got Liverpool up next, and I'm hoping they can beat them and push Liverpool to the title, put a bit of pressure on them. Arsenal, on the other hand, haven't done so well. They were actually not doing fantastically. and they were actually they've been okay, but they drew against Brighton, and they lost yesterday in the FA in the Carabao Cup as well. So they ain't doing so well. So they've kind of gone backwards a little bit. But with Liverpool, they somehow had a bit of a tough time as well. The other day they played Man United. Surprisingly, Man United turned up, and Amorim had a lot of time with his players in training. He had a full week to sort out his players and sort out his tactics. And when the Liverpool game came up, everyone thought that Liverpool were going to thrash them. It was going to be how many goals, But Amorim has come up with the ace card, and they drew 2-2, and they did that by going down their left side where Trent Alexander is, and they pushed on him. Dalot and Fernandes did a good job on him on that left side. He couldn't cope with them. Similar to when Amorim was at his last Champions League match against Man City when he was at Sporting, and he did the same thing against Man City on the left side of the Man City back line. It was Simpson Poussey, and they pushed on him. Even though they were 1-0 down against Man City in the first half, they came back and won that game 4-1, and they pushed on that left side and pushing on the rookie defender. So tactically he did really well. So he's beaten he has beaten Man City, and he's beaten Liverpool now, and they've got Man United have got Amad Diallo to thank for that. He's one of their best players at the moment. Another team that I like is Newcastle at the moment. They're doing really well. They've done well. They beat Arsenal yesterday in the Carabao Cup, and they've done well in a couple of matches so far. They beat Tottenham the other day in the Premier League 2-1, and they've got a good side. They've got Isaac is scoring every match. He's scored, I think, 8 in the last 9. They've got Gumras in midfield. They've got Tonali, great player. They've got Murphy playing really well now. He's got him playing. They've got Anthony Gordon. He's playing brilliantly on the left. They've got a good back line as well, with Botman, Byrne and Hall. Joe Linton midfield. They've got some brilliant players. They've got a good team, just like a little bit like not world-class players, similar to Nottingham Forest, where Forest have done well with the players they've got, and Nuno Espirito has done very well with them. It's a team that is balanced. They've got a balanced team. They've got a very good balanced side, and they've done so well. They've done so well, and I can't wait for Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. Let's have a look at their lineup. Yeah, they've got Hudson-Odoi midfield, Gibbs-White, Elanga, Anderson, Dominguez, Morello, Milenkovic and Arna at the back, and Sells in goal. They got some good players, good balance. Even if Wood does get injured, they've still got another player who scored the other day, Owen Niyi. They got our Ward-Prowse on loan as well, Jota Silva. They've got some nice players, so they are a class side. But I'm glad now, and you've heard it live on my newly named podcast, all about football, that Julen Lopetegui has been sacked. And let's see how it goes now with West Ham. I'll see you on the next one, and Happy New Year.